everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. All right, you guys, it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted. And putting it nicely, this is going to be a very different experience for us this week than it was last week. I woke up this morning just kind of feeling like, last week I was in the Garden of Eden, and this week I've been tossed out on my ass, tossed out of paradise, and back in the shit reality that we've been living in. I'm being dramatic, but that's how I'm feeling. So let's just go ahead and just dive right on into what the fuck. Just what the fuck, okay? All right. So this week, we're going to be transiting the head center, which just in that transit in itself is just different than what we've been experiencing for the last couple of months. So the last couple of months, we've been through the earth transiting the emotional center and grounding through our emotions. Well, this ain't it, you guys. This is a very mental type of energy. The head is all about, like consciousness and things like that. And so this is just going to be a totally different vibe, but, we have something to really look forward to this week as far as like being thrown back into this, energy, this wonderful energy that we woke up to. It feels like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, honestly, but there's a purpose to this, and it's a very big purpose. And so, this week, even if you woke up feeling kind of like crap, there's a purpose for it, and it's really, really good, I promise. So, let me just quit rambling. So, our sun experience is going to be gate 64. So, this is the very last gate in human design. So, there's 64 gates. This is the very last one. And with it being the very last one, it carries with it the energy of completion. It carries with it the energy of reaching the finish line. And I think that that's something that we can, even though we may not be feeling great right now and may be experiencing like a lot of doubt and confusion, maybe even a little bit of anger, it's knowing that we have made it to the end here. And we're going to see what it was all for. And we're going to be completing a very big cycle this week. So just throwing that out there, even if you're not feeling that great right now, it's okay, because it's all going to be worth it, and it's all for a purpose, and we've made it. We've fucking made it. This is it. So this 6 days that we're going to be experiencing this is when a lot of the answers and clarity are going to come in for us, to show us why we had to have certain experiences, why certain things had to happen the way they did. It's just, this is whatever journey you've been on, just know this is where it gets wrapped up and completed. Okay. And then I feel like last week, just like going back into last week, it was showing us where we're headed, the growth that we're experiencing, the energy that we're going to be moving into. So that's why I feel like we've experienced such a stark contrast from last week to right now, and what we're going to be experiencing this week, showing us where we've come from, where we've been, and where we're headed. And now we're just going back to where we were, just to make sure that we've closed things out properly. All right. So let's see what Miss Jenna has to say about the Gate 64. So she says that this gift creates the happy, peaceful ending. And so I think no matter how we're feeling, that is giving us something to look forward to this week. So if we cling on to anything, let's just cling on to that no matter what our experience is right now and for the rest of this week, it's leading us towards a very happy, peaceful ending. Okay? Period. Let that wash over you. Let that bring you peace. And then fucking hold on to it. Because we going on a ride. All right. So this energy is going to make us all experts at making sure conversations, creations, or projects are finished up properly. And we're actually going to prefer the destination to the journey this week. What's more is we're not going to want to close any chapter of our lives until we feel like we got something from it, whether that be a lesson, an answer, or just a tying up of some loose ends. Your brain is always going to be wondering, what was it all for? What does it amount to? What's the lesson here? So lots of questions, okay? And so because you are asking these questions, you are going to bring in clarity around situations to help make sense of everything that's happened. And the fact that you don't leave any stone unturned is going to be a really good thing this week, because there has to be a point to it all. That's the energy here. It has to have a reason for why certain things happen the way they did. And at the deepest level, this is very philosophical, because the gift of 64 is the very last gift of all of the gifts. So on the macro level, though, it represents the deep human need for us to look back on the end of our lives and know that it all served a purpose. So how can we make the most of this energy while we're here? And the first way we can do this is by learning to live with uncertainty while things are in the thick of evolution. Okay, and I love that word, thick. So if you're feeling like you're in the thick of it this week, just accept that, okay? Just accept and just allow yourself to observe that, and just know that it's for a purpose, okay? And the answer, the purpose, it's going to come into you this week, and you're going to know why, okay? Things are going to make sense. So the clarity that you're seeking won't be in endlessly analyzing or trying to explain it away, but in being attentive enough to life that when the universe tries to send you the answers, you can be open to receiving it. So this week, do not grasp for clarity. Just work on clearing your mind and observe, okay? So do whatever kind of self-care practices that you have to do to clear your mind and just stay open this week to the answers coming in, okay? Because this is one, even though it's a very mental energy, like she said, you're not going to be able to logicize or analyze your way out of this one. You literally just need to focus on clearing your mind and just observe what's happening around you, okay? And that's when the answers are going to start flowing to you, okay? All right. So while waiting for the ending or the answers to come, you can just simply tap into practice trusting that it always will, and at the perfect time if you're open. So this takes me back to my most favorite mantra that I tell myself at all time. If you need it, you will have it. If you needed it, you would have it. You have everything that you need, always, all the time. So, think of a time or times in your life when things seemed unclear, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just came together and everything got tied up so beautifully. If you've seen it before, it's easier to know that this is just the cycles of life. This is just a natural cycle of life. Now, the next way we can tap into flexing this gift is by getting okay with things seeming like they are in disorder. So before you get to the end point, things won't seem to fit into this nice, neat little box. It only does when you get there and you can look back in hindsight. So don't give up when things seem uncertain. Keep engaging with life and doing your part, and when the time is right, you will have tied everything up in the most beautiful and concise bow without really knowing how it all orchestrated so perfectly. So there's that. There's what we have to look forward to in this energy if we can just allow ourselves to chill the fuck out, clear our minds, and just remain open and observant this week, which is easier said than done. I totally get it. So what can block us here? I feel like this may be very important to you to hear as far as like how to navigate this energy with as little damage as possible. So the first thing that can block us here is by having a fear of leaving a current cycle. So this is where you're going to be experiencing, like your current cycle that you've been in. Look at it like a comfort zone. You've been here for a while. You've been experiencing, these experiences for a while. Even if they're shitty, it's still comfortable to you. It's what you're used to. So sometimes we can have a fear of stepping out of that comfort zone. So look at it like this. That can potentially block your energy here this week from receiving the answers and being able to complete the cycle. So we really need to let go of the fear, okay, of stepping out of our comfort zones and doing things differently, which I feel like we worked on last week. So, just, really take, some things that you did last week, some lessons, some new behaviors. I feel like I was just operating in a completely different way last week. Just remind yourself of that. Go back, especially if that was your experience, and take it into this one. So Jenna says that endings can be scary because then you wonder what's next and you don't know. It can therefore feel safer to be looking for the answer than in having the answers. So the finish line of one project, one question, one journey isn't the ending of it all. It's simply the foundation on which the next journey will begin. The end becomes the new beginning, and so continues the cycles of rebirth and renewal. We are always in the process, even when we come to the ends. Life will always have more and higher for us to go. Okay, so if you're a tarot lover like me and you read cards, this energy for this week is the death card, okay? Take that with you. It's death and rebirth. But with death always comes rebirth. They're always like together. So the next way that can block us here is by remembering that lack of clarity says nothing about you. So this is where don't take anything personally this week. It says nothing about you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how it is. You have to create enough space and openness to receive the answers. And that's it. Okay? All right. So in those moments when you don't have clarity, keyword yet, when you don't yet have clarity, make sure not to think that it's because you lack knowledge, understanding, or capability. You don't have to always have the answer. Don't let the conditioned fear of actually just experiencing life with all of its mess and chaos make you hide from life. Just jump in and have faith that it's all going to amount to something. So once you can accept that, you'll be able to review and conclude, sum up a project, an era, or experiment better than anyone. And in order to master the cycles, you have to be in the cycles, okay? All right, so that is going to be our main theme, main sun experience. It's death and rebirth. So now let's move into our earth experience. So this is where we're going to be grounding, which is also coming out of the head center. It's gate 63, and this carries with it the energy of exploring the unknown. So as you can already tell, this is just a beautiful way and energy that is going to be helping us ground into our main experience. So it's super supportive, super helpful in that. And all right, so let's move on. Gift 63 is always asking questions about life. They love to wonder what else they don't know and always leave room for new knowledge to come into their lives. And usually in their quest for answers, these people reach better ways of seeing things and new levels of information. And in doing so, they advance our collective thirst for inspiration and information. This gift is not about getting the answers. It's about the fact that you extend your mind past the normal edges so that it can then ponder the mysterious, uncharted edges of what we collectively know. So, this energy at its best, you love the unknown and are comfortable in it. So you can see how supportive this energy is for us. It's helping us to find comfort and love that we're in this like unknown space and that we don't have all the answers yet. It's helping us love that. So when you cultivate a deep trust in life, okay, so there's another. It's like also cultivating trust for us this week. When you cultivate a deep trust in life, in forces greater than yourself, the unknown becomes a fun frontier ripe for our discovery and delight. This is the spirit that you're designed to live in and lead others into as well. So what gives you this seeking mind is your healthy dose of questioning things. You don't settle for taking things at face value, and you always want to see more, which is going to ensure that you have an independence of thought. And in today's world of homogenization and sameness, this is a huge value, folks. So how can we make the most of this energy while we've got it? And that the very first thing is by honoring your doubts. And the second thing is listening to the correct doubts. So honoring your doubts, how do we do this? Sit with your doubts. That's how you do it. You just sit with them. Listen to them and actually entertain your doubts. It's actually running from the doubts and ignoring them that will keep you from advancing, because doubts are not always as bad as society makes them out to be. Pondering and questioning things is given to you on purpose as a way of pushing you to reach for higher levels of information and understanding. The magic is in entertaining your doubts instead of shutting them down. Because once you've asked new questions, you've then made space to receive new answers. And then it's important to listen to the correct doubts, because like all gifts, this one thrives when you don't use it all up on your personal life. So you're meant to look out at life and ponder things that interest you, to get new thoughts, concepts, and wisdom. But as for your personal life, we're not meant to ask for answers about how it's going to unfold, because then it would rob us of the mystery of life. And when you doubt your future, you are going to feel powerless. But when you use this gift on subjects that fascinate you and you witness your gift in action, you will feel strong and competent. So pay attention for that this week here, okay? It's like if you're feeling powerless, try and like tap into this energy of, or basically tap out of the energy. You're probably starting to turn this gift of doubt and sitting with doubts onto yourself. So if you notice like doubting yourself and you feel powerless, that's where you need to shift out of this and start focusing on something like outward, like something else other than you. Focus on something else. All right, just shift your focus. Okay, just shift it. Just shift your focus, all right? It's okay. So what can block us here? And that is by internalizing other people's doubts. So I feel like taking on other people's doubts. So since you're tuned into the energy of doubt, you can also sense when people are doubting themselves or doubting you, okay? So just make sure that you don't take those on or mistake them as your own, period. When you feel unsure of yourself, ask yourself, is this coming from your own self-doubt, or are you feeling other people doubting you or themselves? This can either be from the present, so from people around you, or historical, aka ingrained in you from doubtful people whose energy you internalized in the past. So remember, this is the earth energy. This is how we're grounding. This is how we're being supported. And it's knowing that having doubts are good. Questioning things is a good thing. Just don't turn this gift back on to yourself and internalize these doubts. So with that being said, this is your energy for the week. I'm going to leave you with a good luck and I love you. All of my links are going to be listed down below in the description box. For if you want to go deeper into transit, you can find the link to my Patreon. I do that over there. So I go over much, much more than just the sun and the earth. And there's also going to be a couple of brand new links, never before posted, of new endeavors that I have chosen to embark on a new journey. It's part of my new journey that I began last week. And those are going to be listed down there as well. So peep those and see where your girl is going to be headed, because I'm going to tell you what, it's somewhere that I never expected to go. And it's a completely brand new shift in direction. So everything's going to be down in that description box that you could ever possibly need. Links to everything that is Kara Elizabeth. And with that, I will see you next week. Bye.